Hello everybody, my name is Noah Taff and welcome to my review of the WWE Royal Rumble 2020. This was a hell of a show. It was a hell of a weird show. It started off looking like it's going to be a good show, and it's like, oh, is this going to be a show? And it's like, okay, this might be an alright show, and by the end, it's like, oh, this is a great show. So, it was an up and down night that ended up being pretty good. So, thank God for that. Because I think after the events that happened today, especially if you're an American sports fan with legendary basketball player Kobe Bryant passing away in a helicopter accident, his 13-year-old daughter also died in that accident. After just the shitty day it was today, I feel like, especially people who are fans of the NBA and WWE, needed this pick-me-up of this pay-per-view. And this pay-per-view definitely delivered with a feel-good moment at the end. So, with that being said, let's get into what happened with the Royal Rumble 2020. Alright, so 8-match card. 2 of these matches were pre-show. Before we get into that, I want to make a note on the announce team. Tom Phillips was representing Raw, not Vic Joseph tonight. The Raw team was Tom Phillips and Jerry King Lawler, and according to reports, that is permanent. It seems that Phillips is replacing Joseph on Raw. I think Joseph is staying in the company, but maybe they're swapping roles. I guess this probably means that Joseph is going back to NXT UK. And honestly, I like Vic, but I like Tom more, and I feel like this is how it should have been from the beginning. I was very shocked when they changed the announce teams, and announced that Phillips was just getting taken off, considering it still looks like they're grooming him to be Michael Cole's eventual, successor as lead announcer. So I was very shocked initially. So I thought this should have been how it was initially, with Phillips being lead announcer of Raw. So again, I like Joseph, but I think this is the right move, personally. That might just be me, but I think it's the right move personally. Anyway, so 8 matches, only one of them was under 10 minutes. And that includes the pre-show matches. Neither of the pre-show matches were in 10 minutes. They actually got time. The first one, Sheamus versus Chad Gable. I refuse to call him Shorty G. Sheamus versus Chad Gable. They shockingly got time. I thought this was going to be like a 2-minute squash, but they got 12 minutes and 35 seconds. Good for them, and they had a good competitive match. Gable got his shit in. Crowd was really behind Sheamus. Sheamus got a nice pop coming out, and the crowd seemed to really like him. Sheamus ended up winning with the bro kick. No surprise there. That was probably the most predictable result of the night. Obviously, Sheamus was going to go over. Be interesting to see what's next for Sheamus, especially going into Mania. I honestly, I just have no clue what they're going to do with him. I'm sure it'll be something, but I have a feeling that, he's just going to end up winning the Battle Royale, unfortunately. That's my fear right there, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but I guess we'll see what happens with him. The other pre-show match was Andrade defending the U.S. title against Humberto Carrillo. They had a great match. They did a lot of good lucha things. Definitely a good match to get the crowd pumped up going into the main card. They had 14 minutes and 20 seconds. 420 blaze it, baby. Again, they had a great match. Good lucha things. Andrade won clean, but it was with a Hurricane Rana roll-up. So, does this continue? Maybe. I don't know. I think the Andrade Ray thing is over, or is it? Maybe it's not. I don't know. I honestly don't know where they go with this in the future, but Andrade should probably hold that belt until at least Mania, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Getting in the main card, we started with Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. This got 21 minutes and 20 seconds. It was the longest non-Rumble match of the night. Now, my initial thoughts on this were, just at least they're getting this out of the way so we can get to the good shit. But it was actually pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was actually pretty good. It was unique, too, because they were in the baseball stadium, and they really made use of that. They brawled all around the stadium, and it really made for a cool visual. At one point, Roman and, Samoan dropped Corbin for 2 tables, and they fought up in this, production stage, and then Rude and Ziggler got involved, but then the Usos made the save. At one point, one of the Usos jumped onto the other Uso, and Rude and Ziggler, from a big structure. Eventually, Corbin and Corbin and Roman battled on top of the dugout, the Houston Astros dugout, and it was still, they haven't changed it yet because they haven't had a game there since the World Series, and it's still decked out in the World Series stuff, so there's World Series and shit on it. And Roman ended up spearing Corbin on top of the dugout to pin him there, so Roman wins. Not surprising, this is pretty much the end of this feud, I'm pretty sure. I fucking hope so. Roman's probably moving on to The Fiend now, I'd imagine. unfortunately. I have a sinking feeling this is where we're going with this Roman being the Fiend at Mania, and I think it's a bad idea. I think they've actually been able to get Roman over again as a babyface, you know, and I think this is a bad idea, him beating the Fiend at Mania. I think it's a really bad idea, but they're gonna do it anyway. But good match, unique match. They definitely made use of the baseball stadium, and I liked it. Up next, we had the Women's Rumble, 30-woman Rumble. This got 54 minutes and 20 seconds. So the story of the first half of this Rumble was Bianca Belair. She entered second, and man, did they really push her hard. She got 8 eliminations, which at the time was a record for most eliminations in the Women's Rumble. Interestingly enough, the previous record was held by Michelle McCool, who eliminated 5 in the initial Rumble. So Bianca Belair crushed that. New record holder for most eliminations in a Women's Rumble. That's pretty neat. Just they really have good plans for her, and it's good making her. I mean, it makes you almost think, could she beat Ripley? I don't think she will, but it plants that seed, which is good. I think that's what they were trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. Afterwards, Charlotte came out, and Belair cooled off. After Charlotte came out, ended up going near the end. Beth Phoenix was in there for a while. Phoenix actually got her head split open. Like, her hair was covered in blood. Like, her hair was completely, like, half red. She got cut on the back of her head, and she was just covered in blood. But she pulled through it. Beth's a fucking trooper. She really is. Beth and Natty were in there again. Not surprising. Natty was in there for, like, 55 minutes last year. Number 30 spot. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the number 29 spot was Santina Marella. That's right. They rolled Santino out in drag again. Shit. And he ended up staring off of Natty and Beth, and then she cobra'd herself and fell out of the match. So there was that. Also, interesting notes in this match, there was a lot of NXT talent. Belair, Mercedes Martinez, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, Dakota Kai, Chelsea Green, Beth Phoenix. No, wouldn't. Well, actually, technically, yes. Technically, we won't count her, though. Toni Storm, Xia Li, Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox, and then the number 30, Shayna Baszler. So 11, 12 if you count Beth, NXT talent. Because Beth is technically an NXT announcer. They list her as NXT here. Also, Naomi, who I guess is technically a free agent, returned. Molly Holly and Kelly Kelly also returned. Naomi did a little spot. She got, launched in the barricade and had to get back in the ring. You know the drill. So Baszler came out last, and Baszler went apeshit. Eliminated almost everybody. Got 7 eliminations real quick. The final 3 were her, Beth, and Charlotte. Baszler eliminated Beth, and here's where they made the wrong decision. Charlotte eliminated Baszler, and Charlotte Flair wins the Rumble. Oh, I don't know about that. Worth noting, by the way, Baszler tied Belair for most eliminations. And the record for most eliminations in the Women's Rumble is 8, a tie between Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler. Oh, God, we're really doing Charlotte Becky again at Mania? That's really what we're doing? Oh, God damn it. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. It's really what we're doing. Really? Like, that's really what we're doing. I'm not about that. But, no, Charlotte's got to accomplish everything, I guess. So, not too surprised, I suppose. But, fuck it. Moving on. So, this is the part in the show, by the way, where, like, the match itself, I gotta say, was really fucking good. It was a good Rumble. Just the winner, I felt like it was a mistake. Shayna should have won. By the way, my pick was Sasha Banks, and she wasn't even in the fucking match, so she must be hurt. Up next, the shortest match of the night, only match under 10 minutes, Bayley versus Lacey Evans. It's got 9 minutes and 20 seconds. They didn't really do much. They just had the normal match they've had. They have good chemistry, I guess. And at the end, Lacey missed the moonsault, and Bayley rolled her up and grabbed the tights. So this is continuing, or it's not. And I don't know, I almost feel like Lacey should have gone over. I don't know. This is just kind of a dud. To be honest, it's kind of a dud. I mean, I suppose they're going to do Bayley Sasha at Mania. Maybe. I don't know. Or is this continuing? I don't know. But they're going to continue it. Lacey should have just won. So, I don't know. Wasn't really feeling this one. Don't really have much to say. Up next, Fiend Bray Wyatt defends the Universal title against Daniel Bryan. This got 17 minutes and 35 seconds. I think this is the best match they've had. Even better than their Rumble match 5 years ago? Maybe, yeah. Maybe. This was definitely the best match The Fiend has had. Absolutely. I don't think there's any disputing that. This is the best match The Fiend has had. 100%. It was a strap match. I mean, they both have strap. They're just tied to a strap, even though Wyatt took the strap off his head, like, almost immediately. The first half of the match was basically just Wyatt kicking his ass. Just whipping the hell out of him with the strap match. With the strap. Crowd was hot for this one. They were really behind Bryan. Bryan kept getting offense, he hit the running knee at least twice. At one point, he hooked in the label lock and used the strap to go over his face and all that. And the crowd was hot for it. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to fucking win, but, like, the crowd was seeing like it was. And I tell you what, there was one point where Bryan hit him with the running knee. I'm like, oh my god, for some reason. That's why Daniel Bryan's so fucking incredible. He sucked me in, man. For a split second there, I'm like, oh my god, he's going to do it. Even though I knew he's not going to fucking do it. But they sucked me in. They really did. Bray ended up winning with Mandible Claw, like a Mandible Claw chokeslam. Really, he chokeslammed Mandible Claw and he got the pin. So that works. Also, there was no shitty red lighting for this match. Yay! Unfortunately, people are going to be pissed when it comes back in this next match and realize the only reason they didn't do the red lighting is because they were in a big stadium and probably couldn't manage to do it. People are going to be really pissed when they figure that out. But at least we didn't get red lighting for this one, so that's good. I don't mind the red lighting when it's like for Bray's like special event things, like when he's just doing a show, when he's just showing up and tagging somebody, but they don't need it for the matches. I think this match was a good example of that. But yeah, good match. Best match The Fiend has had, maybe the best match they have had. And it ends this feud. Wyatt will now, I imagine, move into his Mania feud, probably with Roman. Up next, Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. This match was also good. This got 16 minutes and 25 seconds. The thing is, the crowd was dead for most of it, because at this point, they were disappointed at Charlotte winning. The Bayley Lacey match was a dud, and then they sucked the last of their energy at the time into Wyatt versus Bryan. So they were kind of dead for most of this not towards the end, though. Towards the end is a testament to Becky and Asuka's ability. They really started pulling him in. And they really started pulling him in. I really thought Asuka was going to win at one point, because Asuka looked to knock Becky out with a head kick, and the ref was going to call the match, but Becky stopped him. And Asuka hit her with another head kick, and then Becky kicked out. Asuka went for the miss, but Becky kicked her in the stomach, and she spit the mist in the air and went back in her eyes, and then Becky locks into this armor. Asuka taps, and Becky avenges her only loss. And now we get to see Becky Charlotte at Mania again, with Charlotte going over this time, because that's what everybody wants. Oh god, they're really going to do this again? This is really what we're doing. We're really doing Becky Charlotte. Really? Like, that's really what we're doing. It's really what we're doing. I'm not about it. Up next, and finally, the Men's Royal Rumble. This match was just over an hour 50. This was the tale of two halves. The first half of this was one of the worst Rumbles I've ever seen. The second half was one of the best Rumbles I've ever seen. Let me explain. So if you didn't know, Brock Lesnar came out first, and then he just started eliminating everybody. Elias came in, got eliminated. Eric Rowan came in, got eliminated. Robert Roode came in, got eliminated. Morrison came in, got eliminated. Kingston, Rey Mysterio, and Big E came in, did their finishers, ganged up on Brock for a little bit, then got eliminated. Cesaro got in, got eliminated. Shelton came in, hugged Brock, and got eliminated. Shinsuke Nakamura came in, got eliminated. Intercontinental Champion, by the way. MVP returned. I'm coming. Fucking love MVP. That was cool. Got eliminated. Keith Lee came in, took it to Brock. That was a really cool matchup. Braun Strowman came in. Then they started fighting each other because they're stupid, and Brock eliminated them both. God fucking damn it. Ricochet came in, got his ass kicked. But then, oh, by the way, I should know at this point, Brock has 13 eliminations, which ties the record with Strowman. You could argue that he has the record if you don't count the Greatest Royal Rumbles and actual Rumble. He has the record for 30-man Rumbles. But then Drew McIntyre came in. He faced off with Brock. Ricochet hit Brock in the nuts for his revenge. And Drew McIntyre claymores Lesnar over the top. And here's where it starts to get good. Drew eliminates Ricochet quickly, eliminates The Miz. AJ ends up coming in. Dolph comes in. Now we're having a normal Rumble again. Carl Anderson comes in. We're having a normal Rumble. And then, holy shit, and then, we get to spot number 21. And it's Edge. I had heard these rumors. I know a lot of you probably heard these rumors. I didn't believe it for a second. I was like, nah, there's no way. I never thought he was ever actually going to be cleared to wrestle again. But it happened. It actually happened. Edge is back, and he looked fucking great. He looked great. And fuck, idiot ass Kevin Dunn cut away during his return spear, but he speared everybody. Corbin came in. Riddle came in. Matt Riddle came in the match after Lesnar, unfortunately. Corbin ended up throwing Riddle out pretty quickly, but then McIntyre got rid of Corbin. Edge also eliminated AJ Styles, interestingly enough. Possible Mania match right there? That'd be awesome. Gallows came in with Anderson. Orton ended up coming in. Gallows and Anderson, I think, both got eliminated by Edge as well. Or Edge and Orton. Rated RKO eliminated both of them, actually. They did a combo move. Roman ended up coming in. Then Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Samoa Joe all made their way in. And this is where it gets another storyline. Seth Rollins drew number 30 spot. And he had AOP and Buddy Murphy in tow. And they proceeded to clean house. They attacked everybody. They eliminated Owens, Black, and Joe from behind just by jumping them. And then AOP and Murphy ended up brawling with Owens, Black, and Joe to the back, leaving Seth by himself, surrounded by Roman Reigns, Edge, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. Seth tried to team up with Roman. Roman wasn't buying it. They all did their shit to Rollins, and McIntyre for Rollins after the match. Rated RKO teamed up for a bit, but then Orton looked like he was going to RKO Edge. Edge caught him, and Edge ended up throwing Orton out of the match. Edge and Roman ended up fighting. They ended up on the apron, and Roman knocked Edge out of the match, and it was down to Roman and McIntyre. Roman went for the spear. Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore kick and throws Roman Reigns out of the match, and they did it. They actually did it. They did the right thing. Drew McIntyre wins the Rumble and will face Brock Lesnar, I assume, at Mania. They're going to do it. Now all you got to do is the super right thing, and Drew has to go over. But holy shit, I can't believe they actually did it. I've had this feeling 2 years ago with Nakamura. I'm like, man, they really should do this, but they're not going to, and they did. But you know what they did with Nakamura? They did wrong by him in Mania. He should have won in Mania. He didn't. Do not do wrong by Drew McIntyre. Put the fucking belt on him. I beg you. I beg you to put the belt on him. But perfect way to end the show. They did the right thing. And holy shit, the second half of this match was incredible. So as a whole, I'd say it was a damn good show. Let's see. Most shocking moment of the night, obviously Edge coming back. Best match of the night, the second half of this Rumble, of the men's Rumble. Best non-Rumble match, Roman versus Corbin, maybe. Between that and Fiend and Wyatt. Most disappointing match of the night, Bayley and Evans. Obviously, that was just a dud. Most disappointing result of the night, Charlotte winning the Rumble. How did I do in predictions? Let's see. Sheamus defeating Shorty G, got that. Andrade, I was correct. Roman, I was correct. Was not correct in the Women's Rumble. Was correct on Bayley. Was correct on Wyatt. Was correct on Becky. And was correct on McIntyre winning the Rumble. So, the only thing that I got wrong... I chose Bayley, right? Yeah, I did. The only thing I got wrong was Charlotte Flair winning the Rumble. I did not get that. I had Sasha Banks winning the Rumble. And she was not in the Rumble. So, that's the only thing I got wrong. But I got 7 out of 8 right. Did pretty well. Pretty well predictions overall this week. Overall standpoint, up and down show. But at the end of it all, they did the right thing. Not in the women's, but in the men's. And that's all that matters. So, they did right by Drew McIntyre. The Charlotte thing sucks, but they did right by Drew McIntyre. And that's all that matters in the end, honestly. So, thank fucking God for that. Edge is back. He's probably going to have a Mania match, maybe versus AJ. That's incredible. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. Or Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, excuse me. Roman Reigns has been Final 4 in a Rumble, I think the last 6 years in a row. No, Final 3 at least, the last 6 years in a row. That's pretty crazy, huh? It's like a 5-time runner, or 4-time, I think now, Rumble runner-up. The only time he was not in Final 2 was when he was WWE champion, and he got thrown out second to last and the final 2 was Triple H and Ambrose. That was in 2016. But overall, I'd say it delivered. I can't say it was top to bottom as good of a show as Worlds Collide, because Worlds Collide was a top to bottom incredible show, and this was definitely more up and down. But as a whole, it delivered. And it's the Rumble, and it's fun. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for my review of the Royal Rumble 2020. Join me back on this channel on the 30th. It's almost time for the MCU Look Back. Iron Man, January 30th. Also on February 10th, Godzilla 1954. Both those are coming up, and they're both going to be fun. But that is going to do it for me today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all 38 of my patrons currently named in the description for your constant support of me and my channels. I appreciate you guys so much. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the description as well. For all that being said, though, my name is Noah Taft. This has been my review of the Royal Rumble 2020. I will see you guys next time. Bye.